Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. You may never have thought about it, but during my years of ministry, I've had to go to court to testify maybe 5 or 6 times. I've had to testify in divorce cases, or when one of my churches was seeking some land from the county, or, for example, when our church bus was stolen. What's interesting is that in every case, the lawyers want me to wear my clerical collar. And then when it's time for me to testify, I walk forward and the judge sees me and my collar, and then they tell me, "I don't think we need to swear him in. I believe you'll tell me the truth." It always amuses me, but I'm also always appreciative that people believe that I will be truthful. I think something like that is what Jesus was talking about in our antithesis for today. We're spending this week looking at a part of the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5 that has been called the antitheses, where Jesus says, "You have heard that it was said, but I say to you." When Jesus does that, he's expanding the meaning of the law to look past the letter and the loopholes we seek to exploit, and pointing us to living and acting in the spirit of love for our neighbor. Today, he's talking about oaths. Jesus said, "Again, you have heard that it was said to those of ancient times, 'You shall not swear falsely, but carry out the vows you have made to the Lord.' But I say to you, do not swear at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make one hair white or black. Let your word be yes, yes, or no, no. Anything more than this comes from the evil one." In today's world, we tend to draw up contracts for our business dealings. There's a famous story about a rock band that would include in their contract that the dressing room have a bowl of M&Ms with all the green ones removed. They didn't have anything against green M&Ms, but if they walked in and the bowl had green M&Ms, they knew that the venue hadn't paid attention to the details and might have missed some other important detail about safety, for example. We draw up contracts full of legalese that most of us never read. But in the world, when Jesus spoke these words, contracts were oral and were based in trust. Sometimes to ensure that trust, someone might add an oath of accountability to God. "I will do what I've agreed to. I swear to God," they might say. And what that means is that if they cheat on their word and violate the contract, they are in trouble with God as well. Jesus is blunt here. Tell the truth, and oaths will not be necessary. Live so that you can be trusted and your word can be trusted. That's another way of saying to live in fairness, openness, and honesty with others. That's loving your neighbor, and that's being who God wants us to be. It's a new social order based not on our own advantage, but on love for others. The other thing is that Jesus believes that God shouldn't be treated so casually or so cavalierly. God's name is holy, and when we speak of God, we should do so in ways that are honorable and with words of praise and gratitude. Perhaps we all need to think about the ways we use God's name in our words. Will Rogers is well known for saying, "Live in such a way that you wouldn't be afraid to sell your parrot to the town gossip." Live in love and honesty always. It's the way of God. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.